so tonight was supposed to be Sema Ignited, and unfortunately, like everything else 2020 related, the Sema show got canceled this year, and so we're not in Vegas this week making amazing new content for you guys out there. Instead, I'm here at home, but that's all right. What we're gonna go ahead and do is give you highlights from past Sema shows, just like that intro video from a Sema Ignited from about 3 years ago. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Sema, what it is the largest automotive trade show, at least in North America, if not the world. And it fills the Las Vegas Convention Center. And it's just a massive event. And it's a really great opportunity to go and network, see what's coming out in the aftermarket, see what people are doing on their builds. And it's just an amazing time. And I've been going for over 10 years. I mean, the first time I went was 2001. And then I was intermittent on years that I went in the 2000s, and then this is the first year I haven't gone since 2008. I was going through past pictures from the last set of Sema shows, and yeah, we've been there every year since 2008. And so we're gonna go through and kind of like what we did for the Monterey Car Week video I did. If you didn't watch that, I'll put a link in the description below for that. We're gonna go ahead and give you a slideshow of different highlights from the past year's shows. So the Sema show is just a great time, and it's a great opportunity. And we've been going for, me and my family, for over 10 years, like I mentioned. And it's great to go because you get to see all of the things that is happening in the industry. You get to see all the new products that are coming out for the following year. Get to talk to different people at the aftermarket companies. And then, of course, one of the best parts for me is getting to see a lot of my friends in the automotive community that, because they're scattered all across the country, I literally only get to see them at the Sema show typically. And so I'm definitely missing out on that this year. There are probably a couple dozen people that I was hoping to see this year at the Sema show that we're just not going to be able to. So hopefully next year is a better year and we'll be able to get back to normal and go to the Sema show next year and bring you content from then. Now, with all the years, there's definitely a lot of things that we try to do year after year. There's certain booths we go and hit up consistently. Of course, the big three with GM, Ford, and Chrysler. We're, especially Chrysler, we're there probably several times throughout the week at their booth because they've always got such great stuff on display, amazing cars. And a lot of my friends that I go to Vegas to see for during the Sema show happen to be at the Mopar booth. And so we are always there, and on the first day of Sema, which is Tuesday, that evening there's always a press release from Mopar, which is always a lot of fun. They showcase something new, whether it's new race cars, new production cars, special build concept cars. There's a lot of stuff that they cover year after year. And then afterwards they also hand out free beer in Sema themed Mopar cups. And so of course I've got a stack of Mopar cups from the last 12 years or so in our kitchen cabinets. And it's a lot of fun. I can't stress that enough. I'm gonna be repeating that multiple times throughout this video, how much fun it is to go to the Sema show. And unfortunately though, because it is an industry only show, general public is not allowed to get in. So you have to be either working in the automotive industry or have connections in the automotive industry to get access to the event. Now, another huge thing that we do every year is check out what the latest builds are from our top builders. We're looking to see what things like Chip Foose is bringing out, what Dave Kindig is bringing out, what the Ring Brothers are bringing out. The list goes on of all of the great builders that we love to go and see what they've got in store for us each year. And they very rarely disappoint. They always keep pushing the envelope, keep stressing what they can do with these cars, and just keep one-upping themselves year after year. And we just love going and seeing what they have to bring. Now, of course, with the Sema show being all automotive aftermarket, it covers a wide range of subjects. And so some people go just to see one specific type of car or one type of aftermarket. We go and see everything they've got to offer. We check out everything. It doesn't matter if it's what we're mainly focused on with like hot rods and muscle cars and supercars, or if it's stuff like from the JDM scene or the trucks, or they've got some really wild stuff that just you never even think of. And it's just really eye-opening to see how diverse the automotive community really is. And it's just such a great time, and the caliber of these vehicles definitely has a range. Some of the trucks and stuff, you're looking at them you're wondering how these vehicles got into the SEMA show. Some of the quality of the build stuff, you're just like, this car had to have been pushed here because there's no way it's fully functional. And then of course you've got other stuff that's super high end. You get your crazy supercars, hypercars even. I can't tell you how many times we've seen like Bugattis and Paganis, even Gumpard Apollos and Koenigseggs. And so there's just a wide variety of stuff to check out. And of course, it's broken up into different sections. So we always start out at the South Hall. And the South Hall, the main reason we start there is because that's where the Mopar booth is. And so the South Hall is 2 floors, and the bottom floor is predominantly wheel and tire manufacturers. And so you get a lot of your exotic cars and stuff on display here, sporting the latest wheels from the various manufacturers. And of course, Mopar's got a huge booth right there in the middle that we always go and check out. And then the second floor of the South Hall is always filled with off-road 4x4 type stuff with some other products thrown in between, but predominantly it's your 4-wheel drive and off-road stuff. And then of course your Central Hall is where a lot of people pay most of their attention. That's where you get a lot of your high performance parts, your aftermarket like Edelbrock, Holley, Paxton Supercharger, companies like that are typically in this Central Hall. That's also where you have Ford and General Motors with their displays. And of course, they've always got a huge amount of cars on display showcasing their latest cars. And then of course at the North Hall, from there you have a lot of your car audio type of booths and tools as well. And so you get a variety of stuff on display out there. And then of course throughout the week, another highlight is going, and they've got various celebrities, predominantly from the automotive community, whether it be race car drivers, TV personalities, things like that, and get to have meet and greets with them. They usually have posters that they're signing and stuff. And so it's really great to go and meet all of these people that we see on TV and at events. And so that's definitely another nice perk. Of course, some of the celebrities, like when you have like Mario Andretti or Chip Foose, for example, they end up having crazy lines that could be hours long if you want to go and meet these people. And it's just another fun facet of SEMA that you get to take part in every year. And then, of course, SEMA has really an indoor show as well as an outdoor show. So SEMA isn't just contained to inside the halls of the convention center. They also have a huge display out front with a wide variety of cars. Now these typically, and there are some booths outside, but mostly it's just a variety of show builds that are on display, and there are probably hundreds, if not thousands of cars on display outside, which is really nice. There's just that many more cars to check out. And of course, also front and center out front of the main hall, you've got a lot of ride-alongs experiences. Usually, I believe Ford puts those on. So there have been where you get to go and ride along in Cobras and Mustangs and trucks and just all kinds of fun stuff. And it's just a great time. I've never done any of the ride-alongs because the lines tend to get crazy long. I mean, you have to get there super early and wait in line for hours, and it's just not something I have time to go ahead and do. I'm busy checking out all the cars and seeing all the latest trends, and so I just typically, even though the event does cover 4 days, I just don't have time to squeeze that in, unfortunately. But maybe one of these days we'll go ahead and do one of those ride-alongs and see what it's all about. So of course, after spending a full week running around Ragged, checking out all the stuff at SEMA, we typically, now of course this does include the time we spend walking around on the strip, probably a good 20 miles or more a day of walking, and there's just so much to see, and we'll go the entire week, Tuesday through Friday, checking all this stuff out. You can tell that people are getting exhausted by the end of the week. We've seen several people just taking naps on benches or leaning up against walls and stuff, and so it's definitely a very exhausting week, but it's a lot of fun, as I've mentioned repeatedly throughout this video, and as a result, that's why we just keep going back for more. And of course, Friday night after the SEMA show is all done, all the cars have been wheeled out, we have SEMA Ignited, and that's a huge after party, and it's a lot of fun as there you got a bunch of vehicle displays going on. They had last few years they've been doing Battle of the Builder, where they get a half dozen different builders with their top vehicles from the year, and they vote on which ones made the best car for the year. And so that's an interesting event as well. Sometimes we go to SEMA Ignited, sometimes we don't. It depends on how we're feeling by the end of the week and what's going on that night, because we do tend to, since, like I said earlier, since we go and this is one of the few times of the year we get to meet up with some of our friends throughout the country. Sometimes we don't have time to go to SEMA Ignited because we're going to go meet up with some of our friends somewhere else on the strip and have a good time elsewhere. So that's today's video. I hope you were entertained by this. As always, if you did, don't forget to smash that like button, give us that thumbs up. Again, apologies for not being at SEMA this year for new content for you guys, but the SEMA show was canceled, so nobody's getting any content this year. Hopefully, like I said before, next year will be a new year and we'll have new content for you from the SEMA show there. But I hope you enjoyed the highlights from previous years, previous events that I've gone. And as always, if you want to be kept up to date with all my future uploads, don't forget to smash that subscribe button down below, as well as ring that notification bell as well, so that way YouTube will keep you up to date of all the videos I do in the future. And I've also, as I've been doing lately, I've included links down below for the detailing products that I use, as well as the vlogging equipment that I use. So if you're interested in any of that stuff that I'm using, go ahead and click on those links as well. It helps this channel keep things going. And as always, guys, I will see you the next video.